Hey there, welcome into another episode of the Subscription Web Design Podcast. Hope you guys are doing so awesome today. I want you to say no to unlimited subscription web design. Say no to unlimited subscription web design. Don't copy DesignJoy. I want you to do something different instead. Let's talk about this. What is unlimited subscription web design? Is that something you should think about doing or not? Now, I'll be honest with you. When I first created my course and I went through and I looked at the five different models of subscription web design that I've seen out there, I didn't even include an unlimited model because I didn't know it existed. I didn't know that anybody was frankly brave enough to do unlimited subscription web design. Turns out that is the case. There is someone who is willing to do that, and I haven't researched other examples of this. The only example I know of is DesignJoy. And I think recently they came under criticism. I don't like to talk bad about other people, especially if I don't have the details. So I'm not going to go all into it. My basic sketch understanding is that people were not getting what they were told they were getting. Okay. That's all that I really could confidently say about it is people were not getting what they were told they were getting when they signed up for unlimited subscription web design. And when I went to look at the site, designjoy.co, it's not just web design, it's app design, it's graphics, it's all kinds of stuff that you get for like $5,000 a month. And that, it kind of gets plugged into the system and it's this unlimited design service. And, no one has asked me about this yet. Oh, should I be offering unlimited subscription web design? But I wanted to preempt the question. I feel like I might get that question at some point in the future. And I want to say this with the caveat that I reserve the right at any time to change my mind. And I will try to do my best to let you know if that happens. For now, I want you to say no to unlimited subscription web design. I'm going to advise against this. And I want to give you a few thoughts around this and why you might want to take that route. Before we move any further, though, the sponsor for this episode is my Getting Started with Subscription Web Design course. If you have not yet taken the leap to understand what subscription web design is and how you can implement it in your business and change your business forever, and trust me, it will, then you need to get this course. Just go to steveshram.co/SWD. Use the code podcast. I'll give you 20% off and you can grab the subscription web design course. And I'm excited for you to dive in there and learn all about what the course is, what subscription web design is, and how it can finally get you off of the client conveyor belt, moving clients up the what I call the client value escalator, and moving your family into a stable income once and for all. So, subscription web design in an unlimited way. Why didn't I choose to go this route to start with? Um, I'll tell you why. I didn't even consider that it could be an option. That's the honest truth. When I first started in subscription web design, I had an idea for what that might look like. I didn't have all the terms and conditions ironed out. That came over time. Uh, but it's almost like the one thing I did know that it couldn't be was unlimited. It's like I knew that unlimited would not work because people would take advantage of it. And now I got to say, and I'll just leave this caveat out there, when I saw their pricing, $5,000 a month, do you have the courage to charge somebody $5,000 a month? I don't. Not for that. Not for unlimited. Not that they get to ask for like legit anything they want. I don't. Again, that seems really dangerous to me now. Do I have clients that pay upwards of those numbers? Yeah, 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 I do. But it's for a suite of digital marketing services, each of which with very, very clear definitions around them. I'm not interested in opening up the floor to my services or to my team and bringing people in and saying, yeah, you can ask anything you want to. To me, that really does not make any sense. And I know I'm taking kind of a hard line stance here. And maybe, maybe I need to have the don't knock until you try it mentality. I don't plan to try it. This really sounds like it could get bad quickly. And like I said, there has been criticism of this because expectations have been mismatched. Okay. And so it gets dicey when you look at subscription business models anyway. It gets really, really dicey how the details are worked out. I have to say, Dear Designer, DEER Designer, have probably done the unlimited design model better than anyone else I have seen. I have actually personally used their service before. I don't anymore. And I'll be honest, I'm looking back what I have now. My team now is just so incredible. Actually, I'm not very happy with a lot of the actual web work that was done by Dear Designer for me. Now they don't do website design. They will lay out a graphic for you. And then you can sort of take it, your designers can apply that. But again, it's very old school. They only use Adobe products. And so You don't get any of the new, um and by the way, when I say Adobe products, this was like before Adobe acquired Figma. I don't know if they would allow Figma or XD or anything like that now, but they were only using Photoshop before. And, that was a nightmare. Trying to get a website, built with a layout from Photoshop, not not good. Not good for our processes. It took longer. They weren't laid out in a great way. Anyway, they looked great, but they weren't great from a web perspective, if that makes sense. So, um, they do this well, as far as their business model, but I can't see this working out well for web design because it's so much more complicated. I looked at their website, DesignJoy, they go into app design and all this other stuff. So, suffice it to say, I think this is a path that you should avoid. And here's what I want you to do instead. I want you to go the exact opposite route. Okay. I want you to very clearly define a few things, put very clear definitions around your terms and conditions, around your model, around your contracts. This is why, if you join either my mentorship or my course, I give you access to the contract exactly what it took me 7 years to learn with all of my clients. I give that to you. That's worth the price of the course. Trust me, I have saved more money as a result of implementing things into the contracts that I have than I charge for the course of the mentorship program. You see what I'm saying there? It's worth it. Trust me when I tell you. But make very clear definition around that. Don't leave things up to question, up to chance. When you say unlimited everything, that leaves you might think that it eliminates questions, but it doesn't because they have to caveat. And again, as I was looking into this, they do caveat with certain kinds of complexity and certain kinds of projects, and you have to check things. And if you want Webflow, that's another $1,000 a month. Um, Again, it gets dicey real quick when there's no clear lines drawn. So clearly define a few things. Number one, the path to success for your customer. You're not, okay, you are not there just so the customer can reach out and you are at their whims and wishes for anything they want. That's not the goal here, guys. The goal here is to take customers on a journey. Clearly define your target customer's destination and create a plan to take them where they need to go. Okay. So, first, define the path to success for your customer. And then, second, define how your services will take them there. Figure out what that plan is. For us, it was Crest. I developed this Crest marketing framework. I know exactly where I want my clients to go. I know exactly how I want them to get there. They're in a process, they're in a system. When they come into our world, they are assumed to be at the bottom floor of that system. And I want to escalate them up that client value escalator and bring them through. That's what I suggest you do, keeping retainer services, subscription web design services, the focal point of those. Each time you add a new service, if you want to, it's another subscription recurring service that gets added to their invoice every month. That's how I advise you to do it. Then your terms and conditions. You need to clearly define your terms, your contract, your conditions, what happens in this situation, what happens in that situation. Um, how much money will we charge you if the project takes too long? All of these things. I would just go the exact opposite way of saying unlimited, willy nilly, whatever it is. I would just clearly define everything that you possibly could to make sure this is the biggest thing to make sure that everyone's expectations are met. Your expectations for the client's expectations for you, all of those expectations getting met is what is going to make a successful project and keep people happy. When you say, oh, yeah, everything's unlimited, but then along the way, you caveat with, oh, well, we can't do that. Oh, well, we don't want to do that. And then turns out the service isn't really as good because it's unlimited. They can't hire very skilled people because they will take too long to do things or they'll be too expensive rather to do things. So don't go that route. Don't go that route. Okay. And then lastly, so you got your path to success, how your services will take them there, your terms and conditions, and then what happens at every turn. Again, something goes wrong, the contract leaves or the client leaves 4 months in. How do you handle that, etc.? Define what happens and answer those customers' questions, make them very clear, and give them confidence that you know what you're doing and that you have a journey that you're taking them on, and you will succeed here. And this is a little bit shorter episode, more of a rant than anything else, but hopefully it encourages you and just gives you a little bit of information as well. But look, don't promote the culture of undervaluing your work. And that's ultimately what unlimited subscription web design services will do, I think. Again, what's interesting is you might think, looking at even the subscription web design plans that I am telling people to do and that I offer myself, you might think that I'm undervaluing the work. The reality is I'm getting paid more over time than a lot of people that I know who are charging for one-off projects. Okay. So I'm not undervaluing at all. And you won't be either if you choose one of these subscription web design models that we talk about. And I'm specifically sort of partial to my own lease to own model that I think is going to be very, very helpful for you. So, um, unlimited subscription web design is a no go. It promotes the value, or it promotes undervaluing your work, unfortunately, which is just a horrible culture. Anyway, it gets really, really dicey. And I think it's not a wise option to choose for those reasons. All right. You guys take care. I hope this helped you a little bit. Again, steveshram.co/SWD. Use code podcast, get 20% off. God bless. You guys take care. Have a good one.